Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today we're going to continue a series in this channel that I wish I could end. You have no idea how much I would like to never come on here and do this video again on forced arbitration. And another company going down that rabbit hole of taking away your ability to hold them accountable when they do something fucked up. You know, the thing that you guys can do to me if I screw you over that most large companies nowadays seem to think that they could just opt out of. Accountability. Do you believe in it? So this comes from Google. This was from somebody in the Matrix channel. I'll leave a link to that down below. He was looking to buy a Pixel 8 phone unlocked, and as you can see, he circled down here. By clicking confirm purchase, you agree to the Google Store sales terms, including the arbitration clause, meaning any dispute related to your device and/or subscriptions purchased from the Google Store will be resolved through binding arbitration on an individual, non-class basis. What this means is that you cannot go to court and do a class action lawsuit against them to get damages and, more importantly, hold them accountable if they produce a faulty or defective device and refuse to help you under the warranty terms of the product. And this is something that's been very common. You may, and I know what some of you are thinking, like, you're not going to sue Google, Lewis. Like, let's be real. You're not going to win. What makes you think you're going to sue Google? Do you really think normal people are going to actually go and sue Google? Why don't you just sign the terms and just deal with more and more of your rights being signed away with each passing day? And you're right. You're right. The average person watching this is not going to sue Google. That's not going to happen. Large law firms do. And I know what you're thinking. Listen, class actions are a scam. I don't need another 68-cent check on my refrigerator because Capital One forgot to put something in their terms of service. I feel the same sense of cynicism over the several 68-cent to $3 checks that are on my refrigerator right now. They are literally not worth the time for me to log into my banking app and take a picture of them to deposit them. I do not care about a check for 68 cents. It wasn't worth the postage that they used to get it to me. The problem is that when you take away their ability to do a class action lawsuit, you also take away the ability to hold the company accountable. And again, it's not about the 68-cent check, it's about holding them accountable. So there's a video that I did on this channel many years ago, The Horrible Truth About Apple's Repeated Engineering Failures. And in this video, I leave timestamps to all the different problems and I provide citations for the problems. Many of these were problems that I fixed on this channel. Some of them they admitted to eventually and would cover the customer for free, and some of them they did not. If you look at archive.org at some of the links that I provided there, you'll see a number of these programs. You have the iPhone 6 Plus, which had Touch IC problems. The Touch IC would come off the board and there would be a trace that would get damaged under it. Jessa Jones and Jesse Cruz have a lot of videos going over how to fix this, and this is something that they wound up covering over this program. Instead of having to pay $350 to $400 to get the device replaced, you could have it fixed for $149. To be clear, $149 is not free, which is what it should have been because it was a faulty design that they knew about, and I will include a link to this entire thing down below. They were very aware of this problem, but it is better than $350. You have iPhone 7s that had problem with their baseband, where there would be no service out of nowhere, and they were actually covering this for free. You had the MacBook Pro video issue. This was a class action lawsuit for the MacBook Pros from 2011 that had 820-2914 and 820-2915 motherboards that would have a scrambled screen, a blank screen, or just wouldn't boot into the operating system. Apple was charging customers over $600 to replace the motherboard in these devices until a class action lawsuit held them accountable. And again, it's not about getting the 68-cent check on your refrigerator. It's about spending $3,000 on a computer, and when that thing breaks in 2 years, being able to get it fixed for free rather than $600. The same thing happened with the keyboards on the devices that use butterfly keyboards. These keyboards were absolute garbage, and for a long time, Apple would bill you over $300 to $400 to replace your keyboard if you had a problem with it, even if there was no liquid damage. After a class action lawsuit, they were held accountable, and as you could see here, they were servicing these products for free. And there are a number of different examples of this happening with a company that's worth over $3 trillion. The class action lawsuit, your ability to take them to court, allows them to be held accountable, and more importantly, allows you to be compensated not through the 68-cent check. Fuck the 68-cent check and fuck the lawyers that go home with $20 million paydays while you get the 68-cent check. It's about the company being held accountable so that you actually get a usable warranty. Now, Google is doing this with the Pixel, a company that has created phones that randomly boot loop, a company that has created phones where green streaks randomly appear, and I shit you not, they claim that this is something that can be fixed in a software upgrade. It says over here, can someone explain to me how a green tinted screen can be fixed via software? Inquiring minds would like to know. And somebody made the comment here, I think the solution is to desaturate the green in the graphics settings to allow the colors to be equally shit. that somebody said you need a promotion. But in all seriousness, many people have a problem with a green line on this phone. And if you purchase the 512 gigabyte or the 1 terabyte version, you could easily spend more than $1,000 on this phone that not only has an issue where it has horrible service compared to every competitor, but it also has just a screen that winds up becoming fundamentally unusable, and it works worse than a $90 Android phone. The class action lawsuit would be a vehicle by which customers who have been screwed over by Google, who are not being treated properly, could demand satisfaction. If they're not covering this under warranty, or they continue to replace the phones with faulty phones, this would allow the end user to get their money back. This would allow the end user to get a replacement, even if the phone is out of warranty. However, if you take away their ability to perform a class action lawsuit, Google could screw you over even within warranty, and there's not really much that you as a consumer are going to be able to do about it. This is why forced arbitration is a horrible thing. Every single one of these times that Apple has not been able to get away with screwing a customer, whether we're talking about keyboards, graphics chips, phones with no service, phones where the touch screen doesn't work on it, or any other of the numerous times that they have had an engineering failure that they have not taken accountability or responsibility for, this is the vehicle by which you hold them accountable. And taking this vehicle away from people means that corporations are going to be held less accountable. And I don't think that's a good thing. And I don't like the fact that every single company nowadays, whether it is your television provider, your refrigerator provider, your hosting provider, your cell phone provider, thinks that it's okay to take away the one means that you have to hold them accountable and responsible in a serious way. Because you could complain to your licensing agency in your state or something like that, but at the end of the day, let's be real. How many people have actually gotten responses as a result of doing that? I've tried it before. Hint, they don't care. This is one of the ways that you can actually hold them accountable. Put them in front of a jury and see how they vote. Have them explain themselves to a jury of your peers. This is how you hold these types of companies accountable. And it's becoming more and more commonplace that more and more companies are taking away your right to hold them accountable. If I make these types of mistakes and I screw over my customers, they have the ability and the vehicle to hold me accountable. I can't get away with this shit, but for some reason, Google and LG and Roku and every other company nowadays thinks that they can. Why? Why should these companies be able to play by a different set of rules than you or I? I have no problem with there being a set of rules. I have to play by a set of rules whether I'm in New York or even in Texas. But what I want is to play by the same rules as everybody else. And if they're allowed to say, hey, we can sell you broken shit that's defective, we can have a breach in data, and you just gotta fucking deal with it. No, I don't want to buy products under these terms. And I don't think you should either. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Lastly, before I end the video, do check out the Matrix space down below. I do have a Matrix link. It's not used very much, but I do read the letters channel in there. Also, shout out to Frank, XP, and XPYR, not to be confused with XP, who provided all the archive.org links for this. So thank you to XP, XPYR, and Frank for the very useful contribution. Really appreciate it.